Welcome everybody to Catfish Weekly, presented by B&M Rods, along with the Dr. Tim Lang. I'm Lyle Stokes, and welcome to the show. Doc, we got a bunch of stuff to go over tonight.
Yes, we do.
Somebody forgot to mute their stuff.
Not me. I'm good.
It wasn't me either. I got Mark on here all the time. I'm not sure how we got that happening, but he'll be along with us here in a little bit, but we'll get that figured out. See if that done it. Nope, sure didn't. So I'll work on that. I'm not sure how we got him presenting all the time, but if maybe that done it. Mark, if you want to just sign out, and then sign back in here in a little bit. We'll see if that helps. But anywho, we got a bunch of people in here tonight, Doc. We got a bunch of stuff to go over. And was you fishing over the weekend?
No, I had to work all weekend.
Had to work. All right. Well, that'd be one of us. I'm glad it was you.
My time's coming now.
I know, and it's short-lived, isn't it?
Yep. 80 days, 14 hours, 57 minutes, and 23 seconds.
Awesome. Awesome.
And speaking of the Catfish Conference, we're looking at 11 days, 0 hours, 57 minutes, and 16 seconds.
All right.
That's pretty good. It's I started this countdown, about 60 days ago or so?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so we're coming down to the line.
Yep, it's getting closer all the time. I know everybody's gearing up for it. I've been on the phone with and messaging back and forth with a bunch of people all day today, and was busy over the weekend with some of that stuff. So it's getting really close. Everybody's getting excited. Yeah. They're gathering up all the products they can possibly have to take down there, and it's going to be a blast.
Yeah, I am really looking forward to it. Pretty honored that I'm going to open up the seminars on 4 o'clock on Friday, and going to be talking about rigging, not rig wraps. I'm sure I'm going to mention the rig wraps, but I'm going to talk about rigging for catfish and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to doing that.
That's awesome, man. It'd be a good product, a good time. And the rig wraps, of course, man, there's not a better way to store your products than in them.
Yeah. So
that'll work out. Well, in the meantime, what do you say we bring some guests in here and get the party started?
Yeah, let's do it.
Matthew Miles and Trey Thorpe. Let's talk about the King of the James. What do you say?
Sounds good.
You guys want to tell us about how this thing got started and what all's going to take place down there?
Sure, absolutely. First of all, thanks for having us here on the show. I've been a big supporter of Catfish Weekly, and I think I can count on one hand how many shows I've missed in the last 2 years.
Well, we appreciate that, man. We really do.
I'm kind of disappointed, though, because I can't actually see the chat what's going on. My computer doesn't seem to be working very well, so I guess I'll have to go back and watch it again anyways, and get caught up and see what my friends are saying out there. I can only imagine. I give people a hard time every show, and I'm sure I'm getting it back now. But
well, I go back and watch every show once they're done, and I get done posting everything to find out what we can do to make it better, or if we made mistakes or didn't. Yeah. Every one.
Oh, and Lord, we make enough mistakes.
That's a fact, man. That is a fact.
All right. That's the great thing about having the next week. Right?
Yep. That's for sure. You just try to overcome what you've done wrong and make it better.
Indeed. Well, yeah. So the Kings of the James tournament was really a moment of temporary insanity, I guess you might say. At least I'm starting that insanity's it's carrying on for quite some time now, but it there've been quite a few folks here in Virginia that have, stated for a while that, man, we need a big tournament. We need a big tournament here. We got the Ice Bowl, which is a really, really good tournament put on by Michael Lawrence down on Kerr Lake, Bugs Island for some of y'all out there. But the James River is such a great fishery, and there used to be a tournament here. Ken Freeman used to run one here about this time of year, about the same time of year as our tournament. And unfortunately, since his passing, there hasn't really been anything, a super event or anything of that nature since then. So there've been a lot of folks talking, and they're like, man, there's so many catfishermen here in Virginia, Carolina, Maryland, Ohio, West Virginia, in this area who would love to come out. We just need somebody to do it. And my good buddy Trey there hit me up one day and said, let's do this thing. And I said, he just caught me in one of those moods where I was like, okay, what the heck, you know? And that's all she wrote. Trey was, he helped definitely get that snowball rolling downhill. And we teamed up with a buddy of ours named Adam Cook, who was also a avid catfish angler here in the area. And he had some similar plans, and well, we just took off, and here we are now.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. You guys got a bunch of people entered already?
Yeah, we get new registrations every day, or pre-registrations. I've actually just got home a little while ago, and had some in the mail there, so I'm looking forward to opening those up and seeing who else is registering. But we've got as far as just pre-registrations, 30 to 40, somewhere in that range. I got to do the number, do the count. But most of the folks here in the Virginia area, the locals, they tend to wait to sort of the last minute. They're kind of a sneaky group of guys. And they're like, I don't know if I'm going to go or not. The next thing you know, they're lined up out the door, and you end up with like the Ice Bowl had. And last year is 208 registrations, or this year over 190 this year. So Trey's been reminding me that if you build it, they will come. So
that's for sure.
Field of Dreams theory. That's been our whole motto for the whole time we've been doing this. Just one of the big things that I think a lot of people are concerned with is just weather and wind. If the wind gets going the opposite direction of the tide, it can make a tough day in a lot of the sections of the river. But one thing that we're doing to help with that is having the multiple launch ramp options and multiple check-in points for the beginning of the day, just to make it easier for smaller vessels, people with any type of, if the weather is blowing one way or another, give them other options to where there's no doubt you can get out of the wind. There's always an option on the river. You just have to sometimes take a little bit of a beating to get there.
Well, that's with a lot of the big tournaments, though, are like that. And safety first. As long as everybody remembers that, everything should run along just fine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. So the point of emphasis for us is that we want this to be a quality tournament first and foremost. With it being an inaugural year, there's a lot of opportunities for kinks to get in the way. So we put a lot of thought and time into how we do the launch check-in, how we're going to do the weigh-in, really learning from the folks who've gone before us and in the tournament trails. And honestly, I've talked to a lot of those guys from Jeremy Coe to Jody Harrison to Alex Navy, you name it. We've talked to these folks and say, okay, what's worked good for you, what hasn't, and what can we do to help make this a big success? And we're very fortunate to have a good group of tournament directors out there who are willing to share their information with us. So we've tried to incorporate those features into the tournament to, as Trey mentioned, ensure their safety for the smaller boats that are out there, ensure flexibility for the anglers, so that they can possibly switch up their strategy from day one to day two. If the bite's upriver day one, downriver day two, the way we formatted the tournament, they'll have the ability to change for day two, and they're not locked into a certain ramp. So that's one of the key features that we really like about this.
Well, just having a 2-day tournament For the people that's never run tournaments, a 2-day tournament is a ton of work for the people operating the tournaments. And you guys just think it's a lot of trouble now. You wait until them 2 days show up, and I promise you, you're going to see a whole different situation.
We've already accounted for not sleeping from Thursday night until maybe Monday afternoon, and I've got 3 cases and 2 coolers full of energy drinks ready to roll this game.
That's
it happening.
Yep, I've done them 2-day tournaments, and they're like a triple feed of a night tournament. A night tournament, if you're running one of them, rarely do you ever get any sleep because somebody's got a weak fish or they need to weigh one or whatever. Something's going, this guy's doing this or that, and you're constantly on the phone. But a 2-day tournament, like you say, it starts the night before the first day and ends about noon the next day with all the stuff that goes on. And we've had tournaments where boats was sunk and different things. And if you don't have a boat there when you're running these tournaments, you can't even go out and check on people. You're just stuck. And thank goodness that the catfishing world is good enough to lend a hand and put the fishing aside to make sure their competitors are safe first and foremost.
No, absolutely. That's a great point. And that's one of the reasons we decided the takeoff style that we did. So we're doing basically a modified open takeoff where it's not a controlled launch. We'll have a check-in window where people check in, the anglers check in at their declared location. And once they check in, they can launch, and then they can take off to their spot that they want or whatever, as long as, no lines in the water before 6 a.m. So we shifted the time of the tournament up a little bit. A lot of tournaments start around 7. We're pushing to 6 just to ensure that we get an earlier start and account for those long days so that because the anglers are going to be up anyways, right? That's one of my frustrations with some of the tournaments is like, if I'm going to be up at 3 a.m., if I got to wait till 7, that's just an extra hour that I could be fishing. So we shifted it up, and then that'll allow us to get through weigh-in a little bit earlier. The scales will open up at 12 o'clock both days, subject to change with depending on how the conditions are. So the goal is to get people in, and let them fish, and let them get out of there and get weighed quickly so they can move on, carry on with their day, and start prepping for day 2. And at the end of day 2, make it back home in time within a reasonable hour.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not too bad an idea. Not too bad an idea. Doc, you got anything in chat for these guys?
No, they're actually, he's been answering it. Somebody asked how many fish, and then 2 fish per boat per day. Didn't see anything else.
Yeah, we have 2 fish per boat per day, and one of the reasons behind that, this was one of Trey's ideas here. Great idea was anytime you're fishing a long stretch of river or a reservoir, and you can't, you want to ensure the safety of the fish. The thought is that, if we limit it to 2, we increase the likelihood that more people's live wells will be able to accommodate the fish and keep them healthier. That was the thinking behind that, and plus to help expedite the weigh-in process.
Yes.
Last thing we want is a big log jam at the weigh-in.
That and Virginia state laws can only have 2 fish per boat over 32 inches per day. One fish over 32 inches per person per day, and got to stay within those regulations. Plus, we've been struggling, kind of fighting the unknown fight against a lot of commercial harvesting, and we had electroshock boats in here kind of tearing the river up a couple years ago, and we finally won that battle and got them kicked off the river. And that was another big thing about getting this tournament and having this just as big an event as we could do, because we're trying to bring the publicity to the catfish. We're trying to help our fishery out. The river was stocked back in the 70s with blue catfish because we didn't have any trophy fishery. So the state provided it, and now the commercial folks are, you know, they claim they're eating all the crabs or eating all the striper or eating all. They've always got something to blame it on. But we're just trying to get a little more conservative awareness out there, trying to help out our fishery.
Yep, and that's a great idea. Listen, guys, it's time we give away some stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds pretty good.
Matthew, pick me out a number between 1 and 5, and let's give away something on the old Rig Wrap prize wheel.
Oh, 1 and 5. Let's see. Let's go with number 3.
All righty. 1, 2, 3, and the winner is Carl Wells.
Oh, good job, Carl.
Down in Texas.
So
He watches every week.
He watches every week. Him and his wife Sandy.
Did y'all move that weight so it lands on the catfish this time? Something?
It's not weighted, but you know, we'll go for a long time and nobody, one particular guy won't get hit. Then boom, he'll get hit twice in one night the next week.
I've
I
seen
can attest to that.
like 4 times.
Oh, just missed it by a little bit.
Oh, let me guess.
Whoa.
Whiskers.
I need to tighten that up.
Yeah, you might have.
B&M.
B&M.
Carl, contact me after the show, and with your shipping information, I have something here for B&M. I'm pretty sure you're going to like.
Congratulations, Carl.
Good
That's
deal.
awesome.
Here's some questions. Are there going to be shirts at the tourney?
I mean, come on now. You really got to ask that question?
Ask your shirt man if you're going to answer.
Is somebody on here wanting to know?
Oh, whoever asked that, you dang right there'll be. There may be several options. We put a teaser up there, so the logo that we had drawn up for this tournament, man, you know, I've seen a lot with the apparel stuff, but the logo for this the shirts that are on this tournament is really nice, and people are going to absolutely love it. So we got people who aren't even fishing the tournament are like, hey man, can I get one of those shirts? So absolutely.
Awesome.
Okay. Somebody wants to know what's a payout as of right now.
Payout as of right now, well, I've got some entries in there to add in there, but it's growing up. So we posted the payout scale. It's a progressive payout scale. I'm actually hoping to hear from the city of Hopewell tomorrow regarding a potential guarantee. So I don't want to say just yet, but I told you earlier how many we got pre-registered. We're expecting a lot of boats here. If the turnout's anything near what the Ice Bowl is, which they don't do they pre-register the night before. People show up in line. If it's anything like what those guys have, it's going to be in anywhere between 1 and 200 boats. So you do the math, $200 an entry with a progressive scale. The absolute floor, you know, the very least payback is 80%. So you do the math, it's going to be pretty significant. And the way we structured the payback is that we want the winners to win big. Nothing wrong with having payouts up, 20 spots or 15 spots, but we recognize that people are, they're investing in coming out here. They're putting up some money, and we want to make it worth their while. We want the winners to win big, and I think that's important for us to continue to drive the tournament side of the sport is get those payouts bigger. It's going to take some work. And, we want everybody will be a winner, right? In that they're going to get a chance to fish the James River, but to be the king or potentially queen of the James, I'm just saying, you got to, it's going to take some work. So,
well, a tournament of that size needs to have, and all big tournaments needs to have the people that are winners. And if you're paying 5 places, 10 places, 15, it needs to be shut off to where if you win a chunk of money. I am a firm believer in that.
I think it's very important. What I've learned in this, every river's different, every body of water is different. And there's not a single model or tournament design that's gonna be applicable to every body of water. So
No,
you just got to evaluate the people that are going to come, the body of water, the ramps, and do the best you can.
that's exactly right.
I see some questions about launch locations. If I guess we can go ahead and kind of knock that out. Hopewell Landing in Hopewell, Virginia, will be our main launch weigh-in location. The marina is going to be open early. We're going to have people directing traffic so we can park every boat in there that we can and slam that thing full like it's a can of sardines. Jordan Point, which is about a 10-15 minute truck ride and 15-minute boat ride down the river, is our secondary location. We're also going to have Osborne Landing, which is a very large public boat landing upriver available. We're going to have a crew at all of these landings for check-in, checking live wells, making sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to do on their way out. And we're also going to have the Chickahominy Riverfront Park, which is a boat ramp right at it's on Gordon's Creek, right at the mouth of the Chickahominy, which feeds into the games. And about 30-45 minute truck ride from Hopewell. Like, you'll be able to trailer or weigh by boat. So we're taking as many steps as we can to make it as smooth as possible. We'll have a boat post up at the no wake zone sign at Hopewell to check in people who come to weigh by boat. And anybody that comes in by trailer, we're just going to pump them through as quickly and efficiently as we can. And just ask everybody to bear with us. Y'all know how big giant events get. And just everybody be patient and everybody enjoy the day and enjoy the event. And it should go pretty smoothly.
That sounds great. Sounds great.
We you know, it's almost Valentine's Day, Lyle. And I sent something to you and also Doc, but unfortunately,
hey, the mailman just showed up.
Oh man,
you think that's awesome.
Get it?
You want me to go get it?
Yeah, go get it.
Yeah,
right,
we'll keep on chatting in the meantime.
Okay. Yeah.
Guys, there was a question here.
How many places are they?
How many places are you going to pay back?
So again, that's progressive. It's based off the number of entries that we receive in total. I don't have the chart in front of me, and unfortunately, I'm streaming from my phone. Do you have it pulled up, Trey?
I'm getting ready to.
Will they have a live broadcast?
And the other thing is, will you have a live broadcast on Facebook or YouTube for the weigh-in? And are people going to be able to broadcast from their boat during the tournament?
So let's answer the second part first. And honestly, Trey and I haven't talked about this, or Adam, but I'm sorry, I'm going to make an executive decision here, Trey, and I'm pretty sure you're going to be okay with it. To answer the question, yes, there will be live broadcast available. You can broadcast from the tournament. Yeah, I got a thumbs up from the Viking there, old Redbeard.
Mine used to be kind of reddish.
Honey, yours has been gray for a long
time.
Mine
used to be kind of reddish a long time ago.
I can still see a tent there.
Yeah. Thank you so much. You're a man after my heart.
Sun's is quite red.
I do have the scale. What was the question again?
The first part of the question was, are we going to be live feeding?
Oh, you moved on.
Oh, we didn't answer the first part.
How many places are you paying out?
Oh, you can't see that. Never mind.
So, Cindy, the payback again. Trey's pulling that up, but let me answer the question about live feed from the tournament. Yes, we will be live feeding the tournament, the weigh-in.
Okay. What about broadcasting from the boat? Can guys go live while they're in the boat?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Too much stuff going on. So that's cool.
It's encouraged, and if they do, we'd like them to hashtag KOJ.
Okay.
That would be, I think that would be the most productive way for everybody to be able to find them and just everybody kind of see all the craziness that's going to be going on that weekend.
will people be able to catch bait after the first day weigh-in?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
I want to fish with day-old bait. You might as well fish with a blank hook.
I agree.
Trey, you want to tell them about bait catching options, gill nets here in Virginia?
Your bait catching options in Virginia, you can throw a cast net legally without a license. Up to whatever size you'd like to. The bigger mesh sinks better. That time of year, you're either going to need to find warm water or you're going to need to find something deep. For gill netting, it is a $9 in-state license. I'm not sure what it is for out of state, but I think it's still just $9. But it's the saltwater recreational gill net license for up to 300 foot. The tricky situation to that is you have to have at least a 3-inch stretch mesh, and you can only run up to 110 foot legally in the section of the James that you'll be in as a recreational angler. They sell it as a 300 footer, but it's the most expensive $9 people never pay. So definitely, if you're going to run a gill net, get the gill net license, save yourself a lot of headache. There will be inland game and fishery, there will be Coast Guard, there will be a million boats on the river that day, so everybody just needs to have their stuff in order, make sure everything's legal, licensed, and good to go. You can buy all of your licenses on Virginia Game and Inland Fisheries website, and it's all, you can print out your ticket right there and you're good to go.
All right.
Do you have to have freshwater fishing license for the team members?
Okay.
I don't know what that means.
Nikki, you are correct. The gray is wise.
No.
Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it more than you know. And what was the question, Cindy? Do you have to have freshwater fishing license for the team members?
Yes. If you're fishing in that boat, you need a license.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I believe it's 40. Well, you can buy a single day, multi-day, a week, or a year license for out-of-state residents, and they vary in price. And you also have other options if you planned on, or if you fish the area more frequently with other types of licenses. But yeah, a Virginia freshwater license will be the required license for your fishing permit.
Trey, there is a note there in our chat. No gill nets over 3 7/8 stretch on the James, January through March.
There you go. I knew I was close. I've got one. It's the legal limit all year round, and I've had it for about 8 years. So I've got a 50-foot net with 25 foot of holes in it. So the mesh really doesn't help it so much anymore.
You can actually, Virginia is one of the states too, or you can use crappie for bait. If you catch them a rod and reel, you're allowed to use crappie here in Virginia for bait as well.
Should be bass too.
Well, the good thing about crappie is, if you if you don't need it, you got a sandwich later. So
We've got packages.
oh,
Bass don't even make a good sandwich.
you do got a
So
package.
do not open until Monday night.
While Doc's talking about his thing, I would like to mention that Sonny Parker is in chat tonight. Sonny is back in the hospital, and please, everybody, keep him in your prayers. He has been struggling with some ongoing issues, and we want to wish him the very best and get him home where he belongs so he can get ready to go fishing this spring.
Yeah, good luck, Sonny. Hope you get well soon.
Absolutely. Jeremy Coe's in the house and says, leave them crappie alone.
That was just for him, by the way.
I thought it might have been.
Oh, Jeremy, that's my buddy. Looking forward to seeing him and everybody else at the Catfish Conference coming up here in a couple weeks.
Absolutely. Trey, while we're waiting here to get some stuff done, I need to spin the Rig Wrap prize wheel. Have you got a number in mind?
Number 2.
Number 2. There's one. Got a lot of them in the list today, and there is number 2.
Number low.
The winner is Rick Arkenbout, ARKENBOUT.
Debco Rick.
O-U-T.
Debco Rick is the winner. That's almost cheating.
Is he close to you?
My first mate.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right. Cool beans.
That's my partner.
He is he's a kite. He's also a little known secret. He is a
Oh,
kayak fishing
Matthew.
machine.
Just missed you by one that time.
Structure.
One.
Oh man. Well, I wouldn't have given it to Rick anyways.
Rick, if you will contact Rusty with Structure Snakes and tell him that you want a prize on Catfish Weekly, he will hook you up with a great dragon weight. They're awesome, and just tell him you won them on Catfish Weekly on the Rig Wrap Prize Wheel Spin. And thanks so much for watching the show and being a part of what we do. And of course, Rusty, great sponsor to our show, does a lot of good stuff and gives away a lot of prizes, and they are excellent drifting weights.
And he always says, I've got a horseshoe up my butt.
All right.
Let's open those packages. I forgot all about them. I'm super excited about that now.
Okay.
Here
Open these
are the
packages.
conditions, though, okay?
Okay.
This is a special Valentine's presents for me. I handmade both of these for you guys.
Oh, Lord.
Look at
My
here.
sewing
Look at
machine.
here. Cindy's got her finger up there, and I got a knife.
You got it. So you got to wear them.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Head off.
Doc got the purple one. What is? Oh,
That's royalty. That's what purple's.
Oh, this is royal.
so
Look
mine is the king, Ben's it's red, and his must be the queen.
It's just
Mine's purple.
oh, your hat.
He's just king of a different king.
Hey, his head's too big.
That's all right.
Oh Lord.
Oh, maybe the red was the jester.
Maybe.
Put this on too.
Yeah,
Really?
put the robe on.
Yeah.
Oh,
King
all right.
Lyle.
There we go.
Holy crap.
Ow.
Hey, Doc, that looks great on you. Oh my goodness. All right,
Now,
I can
that's what
see
made
it
me-
now. There's a new catfish cape in the making.
I'm thinking that
Oh, this is going to be good luck.
the king stuff.
Well, you know
That is a royal purple, so
Monarch.
since I am the king,
You
I'm
guys
going
won't
to
be the only ones here. Let me
What was
there
that?
we go.
Number one, baby. You
That's
are
what I
number
thought
one.
you said.
There we go.
Yeah.
Got a crown there for you.
Heck yeah, man.
I
So-
got one for you
This
here
is
too,
cool.
Trey, but sorry, buddy.
Hey, that's your shipping timing is sometimes off.
It was dead on at my house today.
That looks like a was it Burger King crown there?
These marbles.
So,
Listen.
have you guys got some kind of big deal you're giving away for the winners? Like a king and queen crowns or something?
You know we do. That's a great point. Our D&T Customs are making hand forged crowns.
Nice.
So this trophy will be a trophy that is unlike any other out there that we know of. So-
I got
Go ahead, Trey. Go ahead. You take this is yours, baby. Go ahead.
this was my dream. No, the crowns we essentially want to be the Stanley Cup of the catfish world. The winners this year will get their names engraved on them, and that will also win them a free entry into next year or next tournament. And we want them to be passed down from year to year, so everyone's names that ever wins it will be engraved. When they turn them in, they'll get a plaque representing the crowns and their victory. But we still want the crowns to really mean something and to be passed down, to kind of take on a life similar to the Stanley Cup.
That's awesome, man.
Oh,
That sounds like a ton of fun. Yeah, heck yeah. Dustin makes some awesome products, and for what people don't know, he don't just build great live wells and rod racks. He makes some of the nicest looking prizes for tournaments that there is, period. He just does a really good job, and everything he does is first class, and really like his products.
He's an interested fellow. I tell you, we talked last week for probably, gosh, I was at the airport traveling for work, and we talked for probably an hour and a half. Oh, Doc looks great. You look
Oh,
great, Doc. I got to
everybody, yeah, man, they're killing me here. Doc
Oh,
looks
this
like
looks
the
great.
coach. Oh, Lord.
Oh,
Oh,
I can
man.
see it now.
Doc,
Hey,
I think that you probably ought to wear that down at the Catfish Conference.
I will. I will bring it with me.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything about both of us, but I think Doc should wear
They said
his.
yours is the lady with the red dress.
No, no.
The
so
wizard,
we
yeah.
will have a booth at the conference. So come, please. We're gonna have a booth there. We got some surprises in store for that booth, and we would love to have the
Wizards.
let's just say the honorary kings of catfishing, the one and only Lyle Stokes and Doc. We'd love to have you come out to the booth at the Catfish Conference and take some pictures with folks and that sort of stuff.
Absolutely. We'd be happy to do it.
Yeah,
Love
you
and
guys
enjoy.
are
We'll have
fun
so
down
much,
here.
yeah, we're going to have so much fun. It's going to be unbelievable down there, and it's going to be a blast. We get there with these on, and you know, it'll be a ton of fun.
Well, I'm kind of nervous, honestly. It's a few days of work for me.
It
No
is.
rest.
You know, and we was talking about all the work that goes into putting these 2-day tournaments on. These people that are getting ready to go to the Catfish Conference, they are in full bore tilt, as you well know, Matthew, of what it takes to go down there now for 3 days. I mean, you got to have everything that you own for sale in a truck to get down there. I mean, it's just that much, because everybody sells out of everything every year, and we come the last few hours, nothing's left.
So last year was my second year there. First year.
No rap video,
It's
man.
hard-
No
it's
rap
hard to
video.
focus. It's
Oh,
hard to
man.
focus.
Here's,
Officially gone off the rails, fellas.
yeah,
I
Roy.
think it has.
Doc looks like an oversized version of the Crown Royal bag. That's a good one.
Hold on, stand
quite a-
still.
I have quite a collection of Crown Royal bags.
Oh,
Stand still,
man.
Doc. I'm trying to let me pour you into. I can't do it. Bring me a ginger ale, please.
Oh, boy.
Oh man, these are awesome, man. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thank you.
Appreciate it. We're gonna have a blast. We'll bring them down to the conference. We'll come over, spend some time with you guys, and have a good time.
We might have to upgrade you to a better crown.
Pimp.
I can see me. I'll, you know, the year that I did the seminar, the first year I did the seminar, you know, I did a selfie thing because my granddaughter said, hey, you got to do a selfie. So this year I'm going to be sporting the Crown Royal thing here.
That's awesome. that's wonderful. We'll have a good time with that when we get down there.
Yeah, somebody just posted Lyle is Coke and Doc is Crown.
Well, right, right color for it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah, you shall not pass. Oh boy. Yeah. Gundolf.
Well, thank you guys again. This is great, and we'll have some fun with it down there, and that's why we do these events. I know some guys actually make some money on them, but they don't make as much as they put in time and effort to get there. But you know, it's about sharing your times with other fishermen and having a good time and introducing them to new products and making new friends, and that's why we all go to these big events.
Speaking of new products, can before we get off here, can we give a shout out to some of the great sponsors who are going to be helping us out with the
By
tournament?
all means.
You can.
I thought we were getting a shameless catfish plug there.
Oh, I may have some great. Yeah, I like that banner, by the way, Doc. That's a good one. So we said D&T already making the trophies. We've got CH Wells Pump Service is a local company. They're stepping up. Just got word yesterday. Whisker Sticks, they're coming in as a sponsor. I hadn't even announced that yet. We'll do a sponsor and a spotlight for them. We got a new rod company, Anvil Rods, taking the leap to sponsor us. Mr. Eric Tustin. Let's see. I know I'm going to miss somebody. We got Rig Wrap, of course. Glenn is the man, the one and only Rig Wrap man.
He is. He's so good.
He's a promotional genius. I love talking to him. He's one of the few people that I could probably talk to for a significant amount of time. We just bounce ideas off each other. Let's see. The Moose Lodge, which is where our our captain's meeting is going to be at. It's a really big facility. We'll be able to handle a lot of folks, and well, some of our catfishing community might just fit in well at the Moose Lodge. Let me just put it that way.
It's a very comfortable environment there.
Yes, very comfortable. Let's see, who else we got? Who am I missing? I don't have the sheet in front of me, unfortunately.
Chris Hovis, Shad Shack Bait Tanks gave us our no weight prize, and
Old Dominion Catfish Club coming in with the youth angler. We got Fish Bite rod holders coming in with the lady, the possible queen of the James award. Let's see, who else we got? Some company called Catfish Clothing. I don't know who they are. They spell it K. They don't spell so good. I don't understand that.
You know, I've gotten more like people look at me and they're like, you know that's spelled wrong, right? I'm just wearing the shirt, man. I can't read either.
So. That's awesome.
We got Willie Cahoon with Tackling Cats is sponsoring the tournament. Also, James R. Wood, our buddy over at Hooker's Terminal Tackle. Oh, gosh.
Great sponsor.
More to come. They're great, just good people, man. I'm so blessed to be part of this industry, and I really enjoy it.
Got a lot of tackle and a lot of gear we're gonna have prizes and giveaways and raffles. There's gonna be another cornhole tournament at the captain's meeting. So we're having a tournament and a tournament. We're gluttons for punishment.
You are.
Fish Heart Industries, Eddie and Ann White, Fish Heart Industries, they're helping us out with some stuff. They get your whisker chicks or whisker calendar.
I'm upset I didn't make the cut for that. I must not be anybody yet.
There may be so I hear the centerfold, Mr. July, is quite the looker. His fish are sort of undersized a little bit for the calendar, but you know.
Is it
just saying.
Who's the? I'm missing. Is the hint Matthew? Is that you?
Yeah,
I think it is.
They just find
check that out. Pick up their go for a good cause. They're charitable. Charitable calendars. We got Heroes Outdoor Therapy will be there. Our friends Leslie and Troy, the Sherpa.
Entry music just went off.
I remember when that song was brand new.
People are sending me everything.
I'm getting a bunch of messages about his sound.
Yeah.
Well, listen, guys, we're gonna move along here a little bit. Before we leave, Matthew, why don't you pick us out one more number? We'll give away something else.
I'm gonna go with number 3 again for the letters KOJ. Hashtag KOJ. Let's go with 3.
2 and 3. The winner this time, unbelievable, Sandra Wells.
Wow.
Look at that. The couple.
The couple is correct.
What's the odds of that?
Odds are slim to none. Slim's out of town. She'll be trading. They'll be wondering who got the best prize.
They
got the same thing.
B&M.
Yes, they don't have that argument anymore.
No, that kind of ends that. By the way, you guys don't have to send me another address. I have Carl's address now, so
wow.
I'll just put them all in one package. Sandy can have them both, and Carl, you know what? I'm going to address it to her, so don't open her mail.
He says she got her personal best Saturday.
Good deal.
Hey, last comment, and we'll get off of here for sure.
Okay.
Cindy, I'm looking forward to some provocative pictures of Lyle in this later, okay? So
oh, no.
That's yours. Feel free to,
Ooh,
Y'all
I
can
can
play
see where this is going.
Yeah.
King and Queen of the Catfish Weekly. It could be great. I'm telling you.
Oh man,
Huge.
It might not be too great either. So, and Matthew, please don't give her any ideas.
I'll pay you.
No ideas. She really does not. Enough trouble all by herself. So that's the way that works. But thank you guys so much for coming on here with us. We've enjoyed having you on here. If we can help you out further down the road when it gets a little closer time, please let me know. We'll do what we can to get you back on here and tell everybody how things are going.
Thank you so much
very much
for
for
having
having us.
Good luck with your tournament. We wish you guys the best.
Thank you so much. We'll see y'all soon.
Absolutely. All right. All right, Doc, they got a big one going on, but we got another one to talk about.
Yes, we do.
Mark McMurray from Alton, Illinois is putting on a great big tournament in the St. Louis area. Hey, Mark, how you doing?
Hey, pretty good. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Doing good.
Hey, making sure it's working.
What you want to tell us a little bit about what you got going on down in St. Louis?
Yeah, we're going to be putting on what we're calling the Alton Catfish Classic. It's going to be on September 14th. It's going to be we're timing it to go along with the Alton's city celebration. They have an annual expo, they call it. Runs for 5 days. So we wanted to try to make it part of that. And just now really starting to come together, but it's coming together in pretty good ways. So what kind of details? We're going to limit it to 100 boats, and it's going to be a $250 entry fee. So
nice.
It should be a pretty good deal.
That sounds like it'll be a lot of fun, and I know I've mentioned this a number of times. In my opinion, and that's worth nothing to anybody but me, but in my opinion, the Mississippi River is the greatest fishery in North America. And the Alton, St. Louis area is some of the best of that. There's some giant fish being caught out of there. 3 world records been caught out of that area. Not the current world record, but 3 previous world record fish come out of that area.
Yeah, it's a tremendous fishery. 2 years ago, everybody local, because we didn't have any local tournaments, a little circuit. So I started something called Catfish on the Confluence. And, we've been doing 3 fish limits, but usually if you're not sitting at 130 poundish, you're not going to be in the room.
That's right.
It's just, it takes some fish to win down there.
When does registration open?
The basic details of what we're going to do is we're going to have the official announcement of it down at the Catfish Conference. I'm going down there with my tackle shop for the first time as a vendor.
Awesome.
So we're going to we're going to make the official announcement and start doing registration down there. We still got a few things to work out. This thing kind of came together in pretty quickly. I was sitting at the shop there the weekend before Thanksgiving, and I've been wanting to have, maybe a nice big event down there in the Alton area for a couple of years. And I thought, how am I going to really get this going? I mean, I got my shop. I work another full-time job, and I said, man, I need somebody that's got some resources that might want to make it happen. And there's a guy there in town that does a lot for the city of Alton, and his daughter and my daughter went to grade school together, and I got to know him real well. And I said, I'm going to send him an email just to see if he'll maybe be interested in coming on board to help sponsor this. And sent him an email, and like 2 minutes later, he emailed me back and said, I'm game. So it's coming together pretty quick. Like I said, we just got to get all the details worked out. Like I said, we're going to limit it to 100 boats. We're going to pay 10 positions. I do think we'll get it full with 100. And,
yeah.
And we're going to have a really nice purse.
How many anglers per boat, Mark?
They can have up to 3. It's going to be a 6-pole limit. They can have up to 3. I expect most of them would be 2, though, but they can have up to 3.
Okay. Paul, I don't know how he could make an estimate on payout since they haven't even started taking entries, because that'll be based on the number of entries. Isn't that correct, Mark?
Yeah, but we already know that we can guarantee 10,000 for first.
There you go. That's a good start right there.
We're getting some outside funding, and if we get the 100 boats, which we do expect, then we're going to guarantee 15,000 for first.
Yeah, I don't see you having any issues getting 100 boats. I really don't. I think that'll be pretty easily done. One of the problems.
Yeah, the payouts are also going to. Excuse me.
That's okay. Go ahead.
I was going to say the payouts are also going to be skewed towards the top.
Right.
The top spots. That's where it's going to be. That's where it's going to be the heaviest.
Okay. The one of the problems with everybody says that why is there not any big tournaments in the St. Louis area? It's such a great fishery. The problem is to have a great big tournament down there. There's no boat ramps that has a big enough parking lot to handle all the boats and trailers. So that's one of the issues. But I know that you're working on that, Mark.
Yeah, we're working on it. Our main sponsor really would like to see it go out of Alton. They own quite a bit of property down there, not too far from the marina. So they said they could provide golf carts, shuffle people to go park their truck and get back to the boat and stuff like that. There's some logistics to work out, though.
Right.
So, we haven't totally decided how we're going to do that yet. If we're going to use just the Alton Marina, or if we're going to use a combination of the ramps and area. You got Maple Island right below the dam on the Missouri bank. That if the water's at the right level, it's a single ramp, but it's gets you into a nice spot.
Yes.
And likewise with Columbia was over on the Missouri River. That's a nice two boat ramp. And so there's options, and yeah. And except for parking, you can hold about 30 on the Columbia Bottoms parking lot, but they'll also let you park along the street too. So
yeah, we parked several of them there and had tournaments where they's lined up and down, people walking alongside the road. And as long as there hadn't been a ton of rain, that works out really well. But if there's been a whole bunch of rain, you kind of have to be careful getting off of the hard road, just simply because that's a wetland area down there for conservation.
It's squishy.
Yes, it is. So yeah, but it's been that place is a great fishery, and like I say, 100 boat entry. I don't see you having an issue of getting 100 boats for that. I think that'll pretty easily done.
Yeah, like I said, we're really looking forward to it. What's going to be kind of neat is the week leading up to it is we're going to run a big fish tournament Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for people that are coming up there to pre-fish. I'm going to take a week off vacation, so I'll probably be running that myself. And going to get sponsors. We're targeting getting it to where it can be for that each day a $500 cash prize plus $500 in merchandise. And I'm going to start throwing in the tackle shop there. I'm going to try to get industry sponsors to cover a lot of that. So we're working on them. And yeah, what else we got? We're going to do a captain's dinner meeting on the Friday. It's going to be kind of
Doc. It sounds like a great time. I'm really excited for you, Mark, and I'm glad that you spent the time and energy to put this together, because let's face it, it really, to be down there and do a tournament with all of the issues with parking lots and different things, it needs to be done by someone local to that area. And you've been in business in Alton for a long, long time.
Yeah, I bought the shop back in 2003, and we've had some really great times. And then, Alton's kind of gone through a little bit of turmoil with a lot of places in Illinois, kind of that way. But, we decided if we could get this going, it could really help put Alton on the map for a big event. We plan it to be an annual event. Like I said, our chief sponsor's really behind it. And we want to make it a really first-class, top-notch event.
Oh, there's no question about that. And there, talking about the top 100 team limit, you could almost get half of that right there in the St. Louis area, I would think.
Yeah, probably within an hour's drive, there's probably 50 really quality teams there.
Yep.
And, there's some fishermen in that area.
Yep.
And I not bragging, but I would say in this tournament, with that, good fishermen coming in, that a 3-fish, 200-pound limit is within grasp. And I don't know if there's too many places in the country you could do that.
No, there's not too many. And like I say, we weighed the fish for Danny Salfin when he caught the 195.2 pounds, and then Jason Jackson, Justin Wolf, and their partner put in 235 or something a year or so.
223.
Yeah, 223. That's a giant weight on 3 fish, and I challenge any place in the nation to show me a 3-fish weigh-in that weighs 223 pounds. That's just, and they was still, and both of those guys, when they fished those tournaments, throwed back giant fish all day long because they wouldn't make the cut.
Yep.
So
I've had a couple of just my little tournaments, guys throwing 40s and 45s back because they got bigger fish than that.
That's right. So and then you see guys like the 2 guys that was on, Matthew and Trey, that was on here just a little bit ago. They're having a 2-fish limit out on the James River, and some of that's due to the fact that people don't have boats set up and live wells set up to hold anything, so they do a 2-fish limit. And I hear stories both ways about that, but you got to take the fish's life into consideration, because we can't afford to lose these giant fish.
Absolutely.
Dave,
Mark, Tim Hardwick wants to talk to you at the Catfish Conference about a sponsorship for your tournament.
Okay. Yeah, I'm hoping to.
He's right next door to you.
Yeah, I think he mentioned that earlier. So, one thing I also want to mention too is that because it is being combined with the Alton Expo, it's going to have stuff for people to be able to make it a family event. There's going to be rides for the kids down there, and then the weigh-in is actually going to be held at Riverfront Park as part of the expo, and there's a nice amphitheater there. And so the plan is we're going to bring everybody through the amphitheater, use the stage. There's seating for hundreds there. I'm getting a lot of good quality help from Alex Nagy. He's really given me a lot of good input about how to do this, because I've never done this, but I do live in the area. I'm pretty good with people and stuff once I get rolling, and but we really want to make a top-notch event. And one thing that we're looking at with my tackle shop is I'm going on sponsoring a radio show starting there at the end of February on the local talk radio there in St. Louis. And the guy I'm sponsoring the show, he's talked about possibly making it so that the radio station can see about doing a live broadcast on air of the weigh-in. So
that'd be nice.
So there could be some pretty cool. Yeah, and I think with the pull behind some of the people that are getting, we could maybe even get the local, St. Louis media there to cover it.
Yep, that sounds wonderful. And that's that's a great area to catch fish. It's a great community. Alton community is really, really nice to people to deal with, and you being local there, it should turn out to be a great tournament for you.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Oh yeah, I'm sure so. Well, if anybody has any questions or comments or wants to sponsor your tournament, Mark, how's the best way for them to get a hold of you?
They can either Facebook message me through our Bluff City Outdoors page, or they can just send me an email to mark@bluffcityoutdoors.com. I check my email very regularly. Like I said, I do work a full-time job over at Boeing, but I'll check it 3 or 4 times a day to try to get back to people quick if I can.
Okay.
But those are the best. And if people are looking at coming down to do that, like I said, we do run our little Catfish on the Confluence series, and coming down and fishing a couple of those will give you a good chance to get some pre-fishing and familiarity with the area. Right.
And when's your first one of those?
It's the 3rd weekend of March, I believe.
Okay. And it'll be out of
Columbia
Bottoms.
Okay. Yeah, we do all of those out of Columbia Bottoms.
Oh, man.
Are they honest, Doc?
Yeah.
That's all right. That's all right. Well,
got us on Facebook.
I think that you will do very well with this tournament. I know the Confluence tournaments that you've been having has been very successful the last couple of years. I've been hearing great things about it, and we haven't had a chance to make it down there. But we haven't fished in St. Louis in what, 3 years?
It's been a while.
It's been quite a while, and I'm missing it. So, like I say, anybody that wants to get into giant fish, we're talking about the area where the Missouri River dumps into the Mississippi, and it's below the Alton Dam. Now, Alton is actually above the dam. Mark had told me earlier today that they would be working with lock masters to get lock times to lock through it. How many boats did you say they could lock through at one time?
50.
50
They
boats?
said it would take 2 cycles to get the 100 boats down if everybody wanted to go down.
But now there's some great fishing above that Alton Dam too.
Yeah, that's where Jason and Justin caught those at that.
That's right.
That was all caught above.
That's exactly right. They was all caught above that Alton Dam. So don't think that below the dam in downtown is the only place that there's good fish, because that is definitely not the case. And I'm trying to think of his name. We pulled him in here a few years ago. He fishes up there a lot. Oh my God, I feel terrible. I can't remember his name. But anyhow, he fishes above the Alton Dam a lot and does very, very well.
Sometimes Jason Mathena runs up there. He'll fish.
He does. Yes, he does. Well, a few years ago, Mark, Alex had a tournament down there. No, it was in Grafton. It wasn't Alex's. I don't think it was Alex's, was it? Anyhow, the tournament was out of Grafton, and we had already decided where we was going to go to fish, and some boys come up from Kentucky and asked me, if I had any suggestions to them. They drove up and never been on that water before, and I made a suggestion to them, and they went out to the place I told them, and not only beat me, but beat everybody else, won the tournament, and that's the Moore boys, and from Indiana and Kentucky, and they went down there and found the fish. We knew the fish was there, but I thought I was on better fish. As it turned out, I was not on the better fish. We caught our fish, but they put a beating on us down there that day, and so there's great fish above that dam if you choose not to lock through.
Yeah, there was one of my regular customers. He's getting older, hadn't fished as much the last couple of years, but he fished by himself, so he always fished above. And he used to like to fish that area by Lincoln Shields, where the was, and he had just so many pictures of 35, 40, 50s, a few 60s that were just all caught right there. He never went far. There's a real hole up there, and they hang on that ledge.
Trying to think of what I'm so bad I can't think of that guy's name. Anthony Maggart. Yeah. Anthony Maggart.
Oh, Maggart, yeah, Maggart. He caught that 116 a few years ago.
Yeah, he catches some fine fish. Yeah, he's a great fisherman, and he loves it up above there.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be fishing this.
Oh, I'm quite sure he will. Yeah, I'm quite sure.
He's a good guy.
Time to spin. All right, Mark, we're going to spin and give away some stuff. If you would be so kind, pick me out a number between 1 and 5, and we'll see if we can give away a few things.
Okay, let's go with 4.
All righty. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the winner is Cliff Laird, Laird.
Hey, did your royal robe cover your mic up?
What?
I said, did your royal robe cover your mic up? You're muffled now.
Oh, no. It fell off of the...
there you go.
Fish life.
Fish life. Cliff, if you'll contact me after the show and give me your shipping address through Catfish Weekly, I have some Fish Life products here we'll send right out to you. Thank you so much for watching the show, and thank Fish Life for being one of the great sponsors we have on the show. Jody Harrison makes some outstanding products. And speaking of Jody Harrison, I want to mention for those of you that's not entered in the national championship that's coming up before too awful long, you better get your name in the hat. We need to make sure you get as many people in there. If we want this to grow, we need to have big entries so we can get the sponsorship money that everybody wants.
All right, Lyle, we got to give away some stuff in chat. I've been getting messages. First thing we're going to do is David Funk wants us to give away 3 cracking cozies to 3 different people in chat.
Okay.
So we're going to get going on that, and I'm just going to roll it over 3 times. The first winner is Brandon Stanton. Brandon Stanton, you are a winner. Get with David Funk, who is in chat. Next is Jason Huggins. Get with Brandon, or get with David. And last is Mickey Holland.
All right.
Mickey Holland, you are the 3 winners. Also, I saw it. Where was it? Oh, here it is right here. Paul Bird wants us to give away a 4-pack of lightning bug lights.
And here they are. I got some in the mail. I haven't had a chance to check them out too much, but he sent me some in the mail. We're going to be checking these babies out really soon. Thank you, Paul, for sending those. And I've got 2 packages, one for me and one for Doc, and I'll deliver Doc's to his at the Catfish Conference. That's how it'll be.
And the winner is Ray Trimble. Ray Trimble, you are the lightning bug winner.
All right. Congratulations.
Paul Bird. And thanks for being in the chat, guys. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. And don't go away. I got something else to give away in chat in just a little bit.
Okay.
Mark, how's things at Bluff City Tackle? I know we've been here to talk about the tournament, but how's things down at Bluff City Tackle? I haven't been in your store in a long, long time.
No, you're going to need to come in. We, I don't know if a lot of people know it, but last year Alton was picked for this revitalization reality TV show called The Small Business Revolution, and so ended up winning that. And then the kids prodded me into saying, "Hey, you need to apply, see if we can be one of the selected businesses." So I kind of did my homework, watched all the previous year's shows, and filled out the application, and we were one of the 6 businesses picked.
That's awesome.
Fun. And then they did some stuff to really help us with the business. They painted the building, got some new lighting fixtures on the inside. They kind of gave us a marketing plan, and part of this tournament's part of that plan. Actually, they really wanted me to do it and to try to figure out how to get it done. So that's part of what they're doing. In fact, that logo I sent you, that flyer, that was done by Deluxe. They're still helping us out.
It's not too good.
Shop's doing pretty good. We're looking forward to going to the Catfish Conference. We've never been down there as a vendor. I've been working and talking to Steve Douglas about trying to bring stuff that's not there. So people are going to see a lot of stuff that hasn't been down there before.
That's awesome.
Good.
Well, I will tell you what I tell everybody else that asks me about how much stuff to take down there. When you think you have more than enough, throw in a couple more boxes.
Tell you what, we got stacks of stuff. I'm actually Alex Nagy's actually taking my stuff down for me.
Cool.
I don't have a really good trailer, and he said he had to pull his trailer anyway. And I said, well, how about we fill it up with stuff and help me get down there? So
that's awesome.
Yeah. I'm going to put a picture together of all the reels I'm bringing, and we're just trying to fill a need for maybe what wasn't there. I put a picture out where we're bringing a bunch of cast nets. We've always had great cast net prices anyway, and that actually got a lot of response. People hit me up. There's got some of them pre-sold when I get down there. So I'm really happy with the way things are looking. Like I said, we've had some issues and struggles, but it seems like we're on the right path now. And got my daughter Whitney down there. People love her. She's friendly and she knows her stuff. So
good. There you go. That'll be awesome. That'll be awesome. Well, all right, Mark. Thank you so much for coming on here with us tonight. If we get closer to tournament time and you need us to help you with anything, be sure to let us know. We'll be glad to get you back on here and tell everything about the tournament. I know that you're going to fill that 100 spots up pretty quick. So once that's done, you probably won't need too much help.
Well, like I said, I just, as soon as we get a little bit closer and get a little bit more defined and stuff, I'll get with you and we'll get back at her so we can let people know about it.
Absolutely. I appreciate the fact that you're spending the effort, energy to make a big tournament down in St. Louis. That's something that's needed to be done down there for years and years. Yeah,
when you got that good of a fishery, it's just, like I said, I'd love to see somebody come in with 3 fish and pop that 200-pound mark. That would be just unbelievable.
It would be.
But doable.
We have another guy just popped in here, wants to know how do they reach you again, Mark, right quick.
Yeah, they can reach me by sending a message on Facebook to Bluff City Outdoors. Just look up that on Facebook. You'll find me. Or they can send me an email, mark@bluffcityoutdoors.com. And I can get, that's my email address.
And he's got a world of stuff in his shop and great prices on everything. So give Mark a shout and he'll hook you up. And if he need nets or whatever that normally not at the conference, let him know and he'll make sure he has what you need.
Yeah, like I said, I got 4 over the weekend that I need. A couple of them I didn't have. They were 12-footers, and I go, well, I'll get them ordered and get them in here. Have them with me. So
there you go. I think
contacted Bets Nets and they're sending them.
I think you'll do really well at the conference. Looking forward to seeing you down there, Mark.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let me give the shop number too, if I can.
Sure.
It's 618-465-6175. So,
and that's,
you can also call that message.
What's the hours?
Right now it's 9 to 5, but once we get going out of winter, then they change. But that's what it is right now.
Okay. So. Sounds great. Well, thanks again, Mark. Like I say, we're looking forward to seeing you down there. I know you'll do well at the conference.
I appreciate it.
All right, buddy.
Thanks.
Soon.
Okay, we'll see you.
All righty. Doc, he's got a great shop down there, sells a world out of catfish and stuff down at Alton, and he's a great guy to deal with. I've known Mark for some years. We've done some sponsoring with catfish when we was doing tournaments a long time ago, and I've been in and out of his store. He's always got bait and skipjack, whatever it is you want. Mark's got everything you need down there, and great products and really good prices. So he's a really good guy for the tournaments, and he's actually been doing a heck of a job with these catfish and the confluence tournaments that he's got coming up. So he'll do well with this. That 100 spot thing will fill up in no time.
Good deal.
Yep. Really good. How about a Doc's tip of the week?
Doc's tip of the week. Check all your nuts and bolts on your boat for the tightness. We're getting ready to get into the fishing season, especially on the trolling motors. Those bolts have a tendency of coming loose, so now's the time to get in there, check them out, make sure they're tight. I recommend that people, when they put them on, I recommend that you use nylock nuts. That way they do not back off. They're a little bit on the pricey side when you go to get them rather than regular nut, but they won't back off. So, I mean, look at on your main engines, your motor cowls, all that kind of stuff. That stuff just has a tendency of coming loose. Check your transducers. Just do that before you get out there and get started fishing. And that's Doc's tip of the week.
And a great tip that it is. I think that Paul Bird says let's do another 4-pack.
Okay. All right, we can do that. And let's see. And roll. And here we go. And the winner is Fishing with Fat. F-A-T-T. Fishing with Fat is the winner of that's a lightning bugs, correct?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. Get with Paul, Fishing with Fat, and you are the winner. What else we got, Lon?
He wants to do 4 of them.
Oh,
He was getting all 4 of those. He's getting
Yeah.
okay. My mistake.
yeah, it's a pack.
My mistake. Awesome.
Boy, you're trying to pull a Glenn on it.
Yeah, I know.
You're not that wizard, son. You're
I,
trying to multiply that.
I'm a
with your
wizard,
one.
all right. I have the results from this past Saturday at Lake Limestone down in Texas. 28 boats fished were covered by ice at the start of the tournament. It's not supposed to happen that way in Texas, but it did. First place went to Devin Hogan with 61.37 pounds. Second place to Aaron Newsom and Daniel Sanchez, 49.32 pounds. And they also had Big Fish with a 31.55 blue. Third place, Jeff Manning and Donald London with 44.81 pounds. The next tournament will be March 16th on Whitney Lake, or Lake Whitney. I had a gentleman message me, Doc. His name is Coulter Scott. Would like me to mention Murray Leadworks. He has a friend named Evan Murray that does a lot of stuff, and he's very proud to know him, and they're great friends. And he wanted to make sure that we give him a shout out on our show. So if you get anything you need that you can get from Evan, please give him a shout. Don't forget, everybody, to get involved with this national championship. They need to get the boat numbers in there so they know how many is coming. Could you go over the Fishing for Freedom weekend, day by day? We can fish Saturday. If veteran is a boater, can they still participate in the veterans activity? Absolutely. If you will hang on, Sean, let me look at my schedule here.
Yeah, I think we got them coming up, don't we?
Yeah, we're going to have the guys from Fishing for Freedom on here May 6th, but I can pull up, I don't have that information right in front of me, but I can pull that up and get a hold of that for you at another time. But if you're a veteran, they are going to let you do all the things that they have going on, whether it be trap shooting or archery or fishing the tournament. They have so many different projects for you, and 2 or 3 nights they got different places you go to eat and different things going on, and it's really cool. And I'll try to get some of that information and get it up for you guys. But yeah, it doesn't matter if you are running a boat or if you're just a fisherman in someone else's boat. You're open to do all of the activities that they have up there, and it's a great event. You want to make sure you go, and that's coming up first weekend in June. So make sure that you guys get ready and get signed up. These veterans, active military people, these warriors, these great guys and ladies want a day on the water. It's our duty to make sure that none of them are not there. And every year we need boaters. Please sign up. Fishing for Freedom for Quincy.
Yeah, I had so much fun doing that.
Oh, it's a blast. It really is. And last year Lynn went with you and your granddaughter, and I know they had a great time over there. They worked.
Yeah, but
when you're working and you have a good time, it's a great event.
Yeah. Yes, you are correct there.
So, it is a wonderful thing, and it's for our military, and there's no people in the United States that deserves it more than our military personnel. And it's extremely rewarding.
Yeah.
There will be one in March at South Point, Ohio at the Tackle Box Bait Shop.
Did Lyle sell his boat yet?
Not yet, but I got a message today, and I can reduce the price just a touch more. So it needs to go. I got a new one coming in.
Good deal.
Yep. Next week, we're trying to get everything lined up. We don't have a guest scheduled for next week. We're trying to get our program finished up where we can go live on Facebook and YouTube at the same time.
Just tell him to message you.
Tom Wilson just messaged me after the show. And the reason I'm not putting the price up for everybody to say, oh my God, that's too much, or are we trying to kill us on price and nothing, or I can buy one cheaper. No, you can't. You cannot buy one cheaper. This boat is way discounted down the line, and it's got everything. All you got to do is put your personal stuff in it. So that's the reason that we're not posting the the price up online is I'm not going to listen to that, and I would appreciate it if the people message me. If they're not serious, don't inquire about it, because I'm getting just literally unbelievable numbers of people that are interested in the boat, and some of them really are interested and some of them are not, but this is an outstanding boat.
He's got financing for it.
Yeah, and he's got financing for it that is equal to or better in some cases than bank financing. So, and he takes trade-ins. So, if I can help you in any way, I'll be glad to. But this is an extremely nice boat to this point, by far, heads and tails better than anything I ever been in. I really, really like the boat, and it rides so good. And Doc knows that.
It's a good riding boat.
Yeah,
really good.
Big wave.
One other thing that I just got reminded of, all you guys that are fishing tournaments down in Tennessee, I know, I'm not sure where the Cabela's is, but Tennessee passed that regulation this year that you're not allowed to transport any fish over state line. So keep an eye on that. Make sure that you abide by that regulation, because I'm sure they're going to try to make somebody an example. And you don't want a tournament fisherman to be an example. So just keep an eye on that rule and that regulation that was just passed this year.
That's great information there, Doc.
Yeah, because I mean, one of the tournaments is like, well, you know, even if you're fishing on, I believe Tennessee is part of the Barkley Lake chain, and then I think the line is somewhere on that lake, and then you've got Pickwick, which is in part of Tennessee, but it's also, what's the other state?
Kentucky?
It might be. I don't know, but you can't transport across the line.
Okay, good. I'm glad to see you.
Just be aware of that.
That's a great regulation. And Sean Howe, by the way, I happened to look down at my calendar, and the 24th of February, when we come back from the Catfish Conference, we're doing a half show with the guys from Fishing for Freedom, which will probably turn into an entire show since I haven't scheduled anybody else on there. So be sure to tune in the 24th of February, and we'll find out about all the information you guys need for Fishing for Freedom. And then we'll update you again in a couple months.
You said the 24th, you mean the 25th?
Or I'm at the 25th, excuse me. I wrote it on the 24th and drawed an arrow over, so it's actually the 25th. So
Marie says Alabama.
Alabama, dog.
So I just wanted everybody to be aware of it. A lot of people may not know it. So
well, yeah, there's no sense of getting yourself a fine. Be careful and not let that stuff happen. You'll be a lot better off and a lot happier in the long run. Nobody wants to give the government's part of any more of the money that we have than what they're already getting. They're getting plenty as it stands, so there's no sense of sharing any more with them if you can help prevent it.
Andy Grantham just posted Pickwick runs south to Mississippi and Alabama.
Okay, well, there you go. Great information.
Oh, right there. Says the Tennessee law is that you cannot take a catfish over 34 inches alive over the state line.
I'd love to see that. I'd like to see every state
Everywhere.
put that in effect.
So
I think that's a great deal. Thank you
all right.
for the information.
Thanks, John. I appreciate you. Thanks for the reminder. He had called me early today and we had talked about it. So
awesome. Awesome. All right. I don't have anything else, Doc. How about you?
no, sir, I don't. Let's see. We gave away the koozies. I don't think we got anything else to give away, do we?
I don't. I would like to thank our great guys that we had on the show tonight, Mark McMurray, with Catfishing on the Confluence. Some great information with a giant tournament coming up in the St. Louis area. And Matthew Miles and Trey Thorpe, thank you so much. We'll wear these cloaks
I will
proud.
have mine on the Catfish Conference.
We will have them at the Catfish Conference, and we'll have some fun with you guys down there. Thanks a bunch for sending this stuff out to us. Hope everybody enjoyed the show. If everything goes right, we're going to try to have everything lined out to where we can do Facebook Live and YouTube Catfish Weekly next Monday night. We're working really hard to make this happen. It's been a lot of long nights with a lot of hard work, and we're not there yet. One thing that I will mention, we're working desperately hard to try to figure out how to bring the Facebook Live people in to chat. That's going to be extremely hard to do giveaways. We haven't got that figured out yet, so don't get excited if we don't do giveaways. And Doc, do you still have the stuff pulled up? The people
for random?
Yeah.
Yes, sir, I do.
Let's give away one of Ted Ellensbecker's Any Fish, Any Water videos right quick.
Okay, and the winner is Robert Craig.
Robert Craig. Send me your shipping address after the show, and I will get you one of these right out. Thanks, everybody, for watching Catfish Weekly. We'll see you next Monday night.
Thanks, everybody.